Is it overpriced? Does it work? Which brand is the best? This is the Beauty Room Podcast, your trusted source for all things makeup, with your makeup questions answered by your host, Micaela. Are you stumbling around the beauty aisle, feeling overwhelmed by the number of products out there? So am I. Hi, I'm Micaela and welcome to the Beauty Room Podcast. I've experienced the seemingly endless struggles and frustrations you get when doing makeup. So as your friend and fellow makeup enthusiast, I'm here to share what I have learned from my experience to help you do your research so you can find the product right for you. In this episode, we're going to find out what your fellow audience members' opinions on beauty reviews are. Then I'll delve into our beauty feature of the week. And lastly, we're lucky to have a great in-studio guest who let me interview her about her experience in makeup. Now that we're introduced, let's go ask some of you what you're looking for in a beauty review. To start this podcast off right, I'm here at Ryerson University interviewing students about the quality of makeup reviews.
My name is Brianna, and my favorite makeup product has to be the Kat Von D lipstick.
My name is Elizabeth, and my favorite makeup product is a setting spray from Too Faced.
I'm Desiree. I love the Anastasia Dip Brow pomade.
What was the first makeup product you ever bought?
I think it was Dr. Hoshka eyeshadow.
Drugstore foundation that was way too light for my skin.
I bought mascara when I was in grade 7, and then I kind of sneaked it in my shopping cart at Walmart so my dad wouldn't notice.
How did you learn how to use your first makeup product?
Surprisingly, my younger sister taught me how to use my makeup tutorials online as well.
Just by watching other people do it, watching my older sister do it, and then I started working at Sephora, and my fellow employees taught me a lot and watching YouTube tutorials.
Makeup in general, I use YouTube.
Of the few that you have watched, do you ever find that any of them seem dishonest?
I don't think it's really dishonest. It just depends on the individual and what kind of makeup they're into, what kind of style they're into. Each person's different.
You always have to keep in mind that they're paid to do them. You want to try and find the YouTubers that are the most transparent and have bad reviews on some products.
I do think they are biased, but I guess it's kind of your own judgment, and you can see based on the YouTuber if they have a really honest personality.
If you were listening to a beauty podcast, what would you like to hear about?
I think techniques like lists of step-by-step processes.
The longevity of the product, the price point versus the quality, and how versatile it is. We're talking about different shades, skin tones.
Definitely more honest reviews, and then comparing, wearing something for the rest of the day. I'm giving us updates.
It is obvious that people have concerns about the quality of makeup reviews. I will be committed to making my reviews honest and open so you have a trusted source. They shared some amazing tips. Now with that in mind, I'll move on to our beauty feature of the week. This week's topic is foundations. It sucks when your foundation lets you down, so I've prepared a detailed review of foundations in different price ranges so we can put an end to these makeup nightmare stories. As some background information, my skin type is oily, and I applied all these foundations using a dense buffing brush from Urban Decay. So the first product I've reviewed is L'Oreal's Pro Matte 24-Hour Foundation, which retails for about $15 and has 12 shades. The coverage is definitely light at first, but it's easily buildable to medium coverage. It has a flawless demi-matte finish, and it definitely minimizes skin imperfections. The one thing I would say about it that's sort of a con would be that it transfers easily. You could potentially fix this with a setting powder, however you might still get some transferring, so that's important to remember when you are purchasing the foundation. The next foundation I want to talk about is Estee Lauder's Double Wear Foundation. Now this foundation has been raved about on the internet, and for good reason. It lasts all night. It retails for approximately $48 and has 28 shades in its range. Its coverage is medium. It's buildable to an extent. It does start to look a little bit cakey. Of course, you could just apply it to spots that you feel need more coverage. It does have a tendency to stick to dry patches just the slightest bit. So if you have combination skin that really varies from extremely dry to extremely oily, this product isn't right for you. So the third product I want to talk about is Makeup Forever's Ultra HD Foundation. It is raved about on the internet and has all sorts of positive reviews, but I have to say, for me personally, I just don't agree. The coverage is light to medium, it retails for $52, and it does have an impressive 40 shade range. However, I feel that this sticks to any imperfection you have on your face and makes it stand out. Another foundation I want to review from Estee Lauder is their Perfectionist Youth Infusing Serum. It retails for $52 and has 14 shades in its range. It contains SPF 25 and, as it states in the title, it does include anti-aging serum. SPF does help with the prevention of dark spots on your skin. Of course, for the SPF to be effective, you'd have to reapply your foundation every few hours, and as with every SPF foundation, I am sure the first thing you're asking is, does it flash back? And the answer is yes, this is a daytime foundation for sure. I would describe it as a medium coverage. The final foundation I want to review is YSL's Radiance Awakening Foundation. It retails for $65 and has 17 shades in its range. It does come with the benefit of skincare that hydrates and fights off free radicals. However, it does not apply nicely to the face. It kind of sits on the skin and doesn't really soak in. So which foundation would you guys pick? I hope this helped put an end to your searches. Speaking of searches, I found someone who can relate to these makeup struggles. I sat down with her earlier today to ask her about her makeup experience. Welcome back, everyone. I'm here with special guest Sola, a fellow makeup enthusiast and someone who knows the struggles of navigating the beauty industry. Thanks for coming in.
No problem.
For my first question, what do you love most about makeup?
I think what I like about makeup, as someone who doesn't actually use it on a daily basis, is that it's so versatile. You know, you can use it to give yourself a little pep in your step. You can use it to totally transform yourself. It's such a versatile medium, and I do think it's a medium because it is something artistic. It's something about self-expression, and sometimes that's just, you know, a little bit of mascara to help your eyes pop, or like a touch of color on your cheeks to make you look flush. Like sometimes it's really simple, but sometimes it's also like crazy Halloween-like makeup makes you look like a totally different person, and that's cool too. And I think that's why it's so great, and that's why I love it so much.
What are your makeup essentials?
Like I said before, I don't actually use makeup on a daily basis. I have a very strict skincare regimen, but I kind of value a lot of sleep, and makeup does tend to take me a lot of time. But when I do use makeup, I'm pretty basic. I don't use foundation. I think it doesn't work for my skin, so I use a tinted moisturizer or like a BB cream, so that's always a staple for me when I do use makeup. Same with some type of mattifying powder, because a lot of tinted moisturizers and BB creams tend to be very like dewy looking, and that's not always the look that I'm going for. So I do have some type of matte setting powder, and then always winged eyeliner. I will always wear winged eyeliner, and for that I will always need black liquid liner. My favorite is the Tarte one. It's like in this little pen shaped, and I really like that one. It's like really black and matte. I also usually wear what my friends like to call a signature red lip. I have 10 different shades of red lipstick, and my mom's like, they're all the same because they're all red, but I'm like, no, they're all different, just slightly different shades of red. So always a good strong red lip.
Do you have any makeup hacks to share with your fellow makeup lovers?
I use this, but I feel like a lot of people use this too. It's probably like a well-known hack, because I do a pretty strong winged eyeliner look, and I use liquid liner, which is harder to use for a lot of people. What I like to do is that I like taping cotton pads on the sides of my eyes, the angle at which I want my winged eyeliner to be, and that helps it look clean even if your lines get a little messy, which is my major hack. Other than that, I'd say, you know, always the common makeup tip given by lots of makeup artists, you know, always start light and build up, because then it's easier to fix than if you try to go all the way the first time and then you have to get rid of it, which is always harder.
Do you have any tips to make your makeup last all day?
My tip with that is use setting spray. Bring your setting spray with you. I found that putting setting spray on throughout the night, like if you have a mini bottle in your bag, it helps your makeup look fresh longer.
What tips do you have for someone trying to figure out if a product is right for them?
My biggest advice is always get samples. Samples. Samples are so important. If you can find the product sold at Sephora, that's always like the best thing, because then they can actually give you little samples in containers.
Thank you so much for your insight, and it was great having you here.
It was great being here.
Well, that's it for now. Thanks for listening. I'll talk to you later with more beauty goodies on the way.